last time, but there's a fire here because it's December now and it's festive.
You didn't welcome them.
We didn't. What's up, weirdos? And welcome back to the Sinister Sisters podcast. I'm Felicia.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're best friends.
And we talk about scary movies.
And this is a fire that is festive.
A festive fire.
Because all of my decorations for the holiday time are in the basement, and it's dark down there and scary. So
yes.
So today we're just doing this. But I forgot to say our last
festive.
episode. It's festive enough. It is roaring, though.
It does look like we're in hell.
Okay, today we're talking about
Gremlins.
Wait, where's Toby?
Oh my god, our gremlin.
Toby
our
is
own Mogwai.
He is so gizmo, it's out of control. Don't look at his private parts.
He's wearing a bikini.
I should put one of the black bars across.
Yes.
But he is so cute, and he's such a gremlin. We were watching Gremlins 2 last night together, and honestly, whenever Gizmo was in danger, he would just fall asleep so he didn't have to watch.
He was very scared.
He's very scared. But I am new to the Gremlins universe.
When did you watch the first one? It was recently.
It was probably only a year ago.
Wow.
And what's weirder is Zach Galligan was my commercial copy teacher in college.
Zach Galligan, star of Gremlins.
Star of Gremlins and Gremlins 2. And it's funny because I knew he was in Gremlins, but that was just not my franchise, or it's not even really franchise. But I had not seen it, so whatever. He taught me how to sell cranberry juice. I don't know.
That's what she learned at NYU.
That's what I learned at NYU.
Mrs. Lobo. That's what you paid for. Just kidding. But I saw Gremlins quite young, maybe too young. I don't know. I think my dad must have fast forwarded when I was
what?
The gore. There's not much, but there's some. Remember the microwave?
Oh my god, so
Wait,
scary.
Is that the second one?
No, that's the first one.
That is the first one.
That's the mom coming back and being like, I'm gonna get you. That's one of my favorite scenes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So
Should we say what Gremlins is?
Yes, I was gonna say. Came out in 1984, directed by Joe Dante.
Written by Chris Columbus
Dun-dun-dun.
of Harry Potter, Mrs. Doubtfire, etc., etc.
Superstar.
But
Joe Dante had directed The Howling in 1981, and then Spielberg invited him to be part of the Twilight Zone movie remake. Not remake, but the movie of the Twilight Zone. So then Steven Spielberg was the executive producer on Gremlins and brought on Joe Dante.
Yeah.
So that's how that started. But the plot of Gremlins is a young man receives a strange creature called
For a Christmas present.
For a Christmas present.
It's Christmas as hell there.
It's Christmas. Called a Mogwai.
A Mogwai.
Is that right?
I think so.
I just got nervous.
And he gets it. Why is his dad in a Chinatown? We don't know. The movie starts out and it's like, oh, we're in this spooky shop in Chinatown.
Yes. A very little shop of horrors start, I will say.
Yeah.
Right? In a small town.
Yeah, in a small town somewhere. But and he really wants to get this Mogwai for his son for Christmas.
Yes.
And he does.
He literally goes to the Chinatown antique store in the hope of finding a Christmas present.
Wow.
Weird choices.
Weird choice. But
he was really stumped.
He's really stumped, but it somehow works out. But before he leaves, he does get the rules of the Gremlins.
Yes. Which are do not expose the Mogwai to bright lights or sunlight, which will kill it. Do not let it come in contact with water, and do not feed it after midnight.
Do not feed it after midnight.
Bam, bam.
These are all the same rules of Toby. Though he always eats after midnight. He'll leave his bowl of food all day, and then in the middle of the night just go eat his entire bowl and ask for more, and I'm like, we're sleeping. We're sleeping. We're sleeping.
He's a night owl.
If you're only listening to the podcast, Toby is my dog.
And on her lap currently.
And on my lap.
And very cute.
Yeah.
So
he brings it home.
Brings it home.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, the rules are broken quite fast.
Oh, yeah. And Zach, what's his character's name? We don't know.
No.
Don't lick me.
I was going to say, is it also Billy? It is. It's
Billy.
Billy.
Also Billy?
But
Yeah.
now I'm scared that was the wrong name in Dr. Sleep.
Well, who cares?
All Billies.
But yeah, so Billy, they seem, the one thing I'm confused, maybe you can explain to me, in Gremlins, how old is Billy?
So this is...
He works as a teller at a bank, but he seems to be a teenager.
But he seems to live at home?
And he lives at home.
It's very confusing.
But his parents, his mom is a very sweet woman, and his dad is a very bad inventor. Very Honey, I Shrunk the Kids feeling going on.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he's a teller at the bank, and they let his dog sit at the bank teller station. Why is he a teller? Is he in school? Is he just supposed to be a young adult?
I'm honestly not sure.
I
listened to a podcast about Gremlins, and this is something they brought up.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, they did. Okay.
They said, how old is he?
It's very confusing because I think we're also so used to any horror movie with a family unit. It's centered around the teenager who's in high school.
Yes.
And so the fact that he goes to his job, I'm just like, wait, it's very confusing.
Right out of college and still can't afford to...
Maybe. Or maybe he's on winter vacation.
Honestly, you can live with your parents at any age.
Yeah, we're not judging you.
That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
So...
Oh!
So the rules are broken very quickly.
Yeah.
And what happens when these rules are broken, might you ask?
Well, wait, can we first talk about Gizmo?
Oh, yeah, you can talk about Gizmo. Gizmo is the Mogwai.
He's a sweet boy.
He looks like Toby.
He's a good
Fluffy.
boy. He knows he doesn't want to be evil.
No.
He just wants to be a good little thing.
Yeah.
And for some reason...
Why he never transforms.
Why is that?
He never eats after midnight because he's a good boy.
Oh, he's a good boy.
So that's what I was going to say. Can I go into the rules?
Please, go.
Okay, so just so that we know what the rules are.
Didn't we say?
Those were the 3 rules.
Yeah.
But, so sunlight kills them. Or light kills them. Water being thrown on them makes them spawn, other gremlins. But still furry. And then, feeding after midnight means that they somehow form cocoons and emerge as... Slimy reptilian creatures.
Gremlins.
Which, all the other gremlins are really hot on this, but Gizmo doesn't seem to care about turning into a reptile.
Oh, yeah.
They very quickly are like, let's eat after midnight.
Yeah, and they also, even while they're furry, they seem to already be evil.
Yes.
Whereas Gizmo is extremely sweet and scared of everything.
Yeah.
Just like Toby.
So, as I said, the rules are quickly broken. Gizmo forms many other gremlins. And
those gremlins trick Billy.
Yeah.
They stop his clock, so he thinks it's before midnight when he feeds them. How does the water get on them?
Shoot.
Can't remember. It doesn't really matter.
I just rewatched Gremlins 2, so that's fresh in my head.
That's fine. But anyways, it goes down, and these gremlins start multiplying, and start taking over the town.
Yep. And terrorizing
the town.
They're very scary.
And I love, and also confused by how the Gremlins films get the rights to so many things, but they go to the movie theater and watch Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes.
And I'm like, does Disney allow that? I guess so.
I guess so.
And they're obsessed with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Even in Gremlins 2, they're they only want to watch Snow White.
It's so crazy.
And I don't know why, but I like that about the Gremlins.
I love it.
And they go to a bar. Sorry.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm just saying random things that happen.
I love it. I was going to say, the thing that bothers me the most is that midnight is not... This also on the podcast I was listening to, which I should really know who it was to tell them. But...
we'll try to...
They were talking about... Yes. They were talking about how midnight is a human construct. It's
so
not when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
It's why would this creature... And also, when does it end? That was the other thing that was so funny to me. Is they can't eat after midnight. But it's when does that stop? At 6 a.m.?
That's
then
a
they
great
can
point.
eat?
It should have been sundown to sunup.
Yeah.
That would have been smart.
It's very weird.
Well, I didn't write the script.
But then maybe we don't get the clock trick. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They did mention that in the second movie when they're making fun of Billy, and they're like, well, what about the time difference? What if they're on a plane and they go across the timeline or whatever? Everyone's so mean to Billy in all these movies. It's great.
Yeah, they really are. So, yes, it's Zach Galligan, and then his girlfriend in the movie is Phoebe Cates, who is beautiful. And, I guess was previously known for, doing risque roles.
Really?
In, what's that other movie she's in?
She seems so young and sweet.
Shoot, what's her other big movie? It's another 80s.
I don't know.
I will tell you. Oh, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
She's, like, sexy.
Okay.
So people were, like, talking about how she wasn't wholesome to do Gremlins.
She wasn't wholesome.
Which is, like, come on.
She's an actor.
But the other thing that I wanted to mention is that Howie Mandel of Deal or No Deal fame is the voice of Gizmo.
When I was watching Gremlins 2, I was like, who is the voice of all these Gremlins? And Travis goes, is it Flea? And Flea is from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and voices Donnie in the Wild Thornberrys. The character goes,
that's amazing.
And isn't that so random? That, like, they got Flea to do that. It's so random.
I want to voice an animated character.
Me too.
Very bad.
But only one that goes,
that has no lines.
Yeah. Please, hire me.
So, kind of, was there anything else from the movie we want to talk about? I do think Billy's mom is incredible.
Yes!
I was thinking about it.
She's
also
so much
on the
stronger
podcast.
than everyone else.
She's a final girl.
Yeah.
They were talking about, like, truly when things start going wrong, she immediately is like, all right, let's kill them.
Yes.
And this is how we'll do it.
She puts one in the juicer?
Yes, in the blender.
The blender. Oh,
right?
my God. So good. She throws one in the microwave. She is, like, fighting. And everyone else is like, ah!
I don't know what they're doing, including her husband.
Yeah, oh, my God, yeah.
Worthless.
Yeah, she's very cool.
Oh, and then the other amazing moment is there's that monologue about Santa Claus.
That is the weirdest. I was literally going to bring that up.
It's the weirdest thing in the whole world.
So weird.
And very long.
Very long. And doesn't he cut her off, though? Isn't he like, shh, we have to do something else now?
He might. He cuts. There's a joke in Gremlins 2 about it. She's like, one time. And Billy's like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember what
I also just watched Gremlins 2, so that's probably why
very
that's
fresh.
But yeah, what is that? Why is that in there?
So Joe Dante, the director, refused to take it out because he felt like it represented the movie as a whole. Also, Phoebe Cates. Do you remember Zach Galligan talking to us about it?
I do. Can you say more?
We met him at the New Jersey HorrorCon. Well, she re-met him.
Yeah.
I met him. And he was talking about that Phoebe felt really passionately about that monologue.
Yeah, so
that
they
was like
take
part
it away
of,
from her.
Exactly. That was part of her like thing about the character was like this was driving her character. But Joe Dante felt like it really was like the movie where it was like a mix of horrific and comedic elements kind of put together. But Steven Spielberg famously hated it and thought it should be taken out.
It's also, that character feels so pointless.
Very pointless.
Like, she doesn't drive action at all in the movie.
No.
It's strange. Like, sometimes, like, if there's, like, a love interest, there's, like, it's, you know.
She gets put in peril or...
Yeah, there's, like...
Not even.
Even if she's not a main character, like, she has a use. In this movie, it feels like she has no use.
No.
And that sort of... Like, the mom, I'm like, yeah.
She's fighting.
She is fighting. She is working this...
I think Phoebe Cates does a good job. I think it's just poorly written or
just
something.
like we don't know why she's there.
No.
But
it's also sort of, I felt like we should mention how it's a pretty racist depiction of that Chinatown guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's a given, right? It's just like so...
He's just like a wise
He's like
Asian man.
Yeah. With the long hair and the pipe and the
whole
glass eye.
The glass eye is a lot.
I like the glass eye.
Also, I thought this was so cool, is that when Gremlins came out, there was no PG-13 rating. So it was PG, so parents were freaking out because they were bringing their kids. And
I mean, it looks like a kid's movie.
Exactly, and there was all this intense violence. So it's one of the movies that's cited for, like, creating the PG-13 rating because of all the feedback.
I'm trying to think, like, what scenes in Gremlins is violent?
I think it's just like there's not even that much blood.
I'm trying to think of like
it's just the gremlins like wreaking havoc.
I mean, I know they like smoke and drink, which I just find funny.
Yeah.
But I can't remember anything like.
But I think it's the violence.
Interesting.
That they were worried. Yeah, for the more violent moments. I wrote that in my notes.
Because when I think about Gremlins, I'm like, yeah, that's probably going to be one of the earlier horror movies I show my children.
Right.
Like, that makes sense to me. But I don't know.
So, I think we can actually jump right into behind-the-scenes stuff.
Please.
So, here we go.
Yeah.
Starting with Spielberg. So, Zach Galligan.
Was he super involved?
I think seemingly.
Okay.
I don't know, actually, about
I always
day-to-day on the set. I know.
Yeah.
Because, like, Guillermo, I feel like, is very hands-on as an executive producer. But, like, other people are not.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Hard to know.
Just to be clear, I don't know anything.
Same.
So, Spielberg commented on Zach, like why, part of the reason why Zach Galligan got the role of Billy is that when he was testing with Phoebe Cates, their chemistry was so good. And the quote is that he's in love with her already.
Yeah.
Which I just think is so sweet.
That is very sweet.
And she obviously had more credits on her, you know,
Yeah.
in her past than he did. Which also is kind of crazy because it really is his movie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very impressive he got that role. And he really does have, like, such a sweet face.
Yeah.
Like, he is, like, a very lovable character. Billy is a very lovable character, I would say.
Yes, definitely a lovable protagonist.
Yeah. Also, doesn't he drink in the movie? Just going back to his age. He's, like, at the bar.
Yes.
That Phoebe works
But
at.
it could be over 18 at that time. I don't remember.
That was a thing.
When my parents
my
were
mom
in
told me
college.
that.
Yes.
We're so young, you see.
We're so young.
So young.
We're so young.
Oh, well.
But my favorite fact that I will say all day
Bring it.
is that they had discussed using monkeys as the Gremlins. They did, like, tests with live monkeys as the Gremlins. And, like, one of them, like, literally, like, threw off the gremlin head.
Yeah.
And they were like, this isn't going to work. It's like, why could
That
they
would
ever
be
think
me.
that?
I would just be like, no. It's like when I try to put a hat on Toby or a jacket, and he's just like, no.
I mean, once you see what the Gremlins do, it's like, how could they ever think monkeys could do it?
No, that's insane. And, I mean, the animatronics or whatever it is, it's, like, so cool. It's, like, one of the coolest parts about the movie.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very, very cool. Some more tidbits.
Bring it.
It was released on the same day as Ghostbusters.
Wow, what a year for the fun spookies.
What a day.
I mean, that's what I mean. What a day for the fun spookies.
It's crazy that they were both released on the same day.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have made that not happen.
Discussed. And
they would have discussed.
Let's not do it the same day. In the script, originally Stripe and Gizmo were the same character. So this, I think,
so
actually
he was supposed to become evil?
Yep.
Whoa.
But Gizmo was too lovable, and they wanted to keep him
pure,
so the audience would have a good guy to relate to.
I mean, I love Gizmo. I really want a Gizmo stuffed animal now. I don't know why. While I was watching Gremlins 2, I was like, if I don't get one of those soon, I just need it.
Furbies are close.
Yeah, but Furbies are so creepy. I feel like Gizmo is, like, not creepy.
He's not creepy. Although he kind of creeped me out when I was little.
Oh, really?
I didn't think he was, like, perfectly sweet. I'm dying at this fireplace.
This giant fire, yeah.
The original script that Chris Columbus wrote was much more violent. They had to actually take out some of the violence because of the technical effects. In the script, the Gremlins killed the dog. So sad.
Yeah, well, they hang the dog.
They hang the dog?
They hang the dog on Christmas lights outside.
Oh, but it lives.
But it lives. They go outside and get it.
So maybe that's...
But even that moment, I was like, that is... I can sort of understand the PG-13.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't kill the dog.
Also in the script was the Gremlins cutting off the mom's head and throwing it down the stairs. I know.
That is weird, but honestly, I feel like I would have liked that in the movie, though.
I think I would have liked it, too.
But it would have made for a very
come back
different
for the sequel.
film. Yeah, that's true. These are good tidbits.
I know. I'm just keep going.
Lauren knows much more about Gremlins than I do.
I just looked up a lot of random facts. The Gizmo puppets broke down the most of all of the puppets because he was the smallest.
Oh, he's small.
He was so small that all of his, mechanics were tiny. The crew hated that these Gizmo puppets kept falling apart so frequently that, like, they all started to resent Gizmo. And so the scene where the Gremlins are throwing darts at him was, like, for the crew. Like, the crew was like, we gotta put this in the script.
No! That makes me sad. Like, all I kept thinking while watching... I know we haven't even started talking about Gremlins 2. I just, the whole time, just was like, somebody save Gizmo. Like, I just was like, somebody get him out of there.
I know. He's very cute.
Sad.
And then I think two more. So Chris Columbus's... I love this. This is for us, really.
Oh.
Chris Columbus's original idea for the mice... oh my God. For the Gremlins was...
What mice?
The mice were the mice in his New York apartment. Because he said during the day, you don't hear them at all, and then at night they go crazy.
Nice. That makes sense.
Feels relatable, right?
Yeah, I feel. Yeah.
I actually have never had mice.
I feel that way about the roaches of New York, where it's like you don't see them, but if you go to the bathroom at 3 a.m, you'll probably see one.
You turn on the lights and just scamper.
I just run in the dark. I run in the dark to the bathroom.
You're like, if they're here, I don't want to see them.
That's exactly what I do. It's fine.
And my final fact,
I'm ready.
which is based on our feelings about Toby, are that the Gremlins, their look was inspired by the Japanese Chin dog breed.
Oh.
Which I shall pull up a picture
Yeah,
of.
please do. Not the Toby breed?
No. Just like this. But close to Toby, actually. The coloring.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Well, maybe we'll post a picture.
They're like a combination of cute and ugly.
Yes.
Yeah. Toby's a combination of
With
cute
like
and
the
cuter.
ears. Yeah. So, I think, are we good to move on to Gremlins 2?
Yeah.
So, Gremlins 2, 1990. Directed by Joe Dante again. New
Freaking
writer.
weird.
Very weird. I would say, like, the first Gremlins is much closer to a horror movie. I don't know if I would really even count it as a horror movie.
No, but it definitely has more aspects.
But the structure feels
Yeah, but Gremlins 2 is literally just like...
a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. And not with no structure.
No.
It's a light structure, I will say. Like I said to Lauren, I was
Very light plot.
Like Hulk Hogan just stands up and says, "I'm Hulk Hogan," and sits down. Like it's like, I don't know what's going on. It just felt like they were like, let's just throw anything we think of in this movie and do it. Totally. And I had a great time watching it. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know.
There's also something about it being round 2 where you're like, Billy, you still can't figure out, like, do not put water on him. Like,
Billy is, I will say, even though lovable and dumb, he is such a bad, like, final girl.
Yeah.
If you will, because he never really does anything to help a situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's always just sort of making things worse.
Yeah.
And who saves the day in this one?
At the very end? Oh, shoot.
I just forgot. I literally watched this last night. Oh, it's the guy that runs the building.
Oh, right.
He, like, tricks them into thinking it's nighttime.
Yes.
Yeah. But that is, I guess, with Billy's help. But, like, Billy basically convinces other people to fix his problems.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest star turn in this is that Christopher Lee is in it.
Yeah, oh my god.
Which is crazy.
It's funny when he first came on, I was like, well, that guy looks just like
I know. I had forgotten.
And I just forgot his name, but the guy that plays like the Dracula host.
Yes.
What's his name? Is it Fred?
I feel you're close.
Is it Fred?
Robert Prosky, but it is Grandpa Fred.
Grandpa Fred is the character. Robert, what is it?
Prosky,
who's also in Mrs. Doubtfire, by the way.
A real star.
A real star. Wow. Him being in the movie was quite delightful, I'll say.
So good.
Every scene he was in, I was like, this is great.
And he looks just like the dad in Munsters.
Yeah, exactly. And that's sort of what it felt like Gremlins 2 was doing a little bit. More than the first Gremlins was like throwing in winks and nods about certain things and having like different sort of horror actors come in and I don't know.
Yes.
A lot of winks and nods.
Definitely.
But fun.
The cool thing that I found out about the special effects is that Rick Baker did the special effects for Gremlins 2, not Gremlins 1.
Wow.
Which was Chris Wallace, I believe.
In my head, he did both.
I know. So Rick Baker only
known
agreed to do Gremlins 2 because they said we're going to have so many new characters. Like, so that's why they have all the different personalities.
Oh,
it was like
the girl.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of different new Gremlin characters. There's like a brainy Gremlin.
Oh, who talks.
There's a girl Gremlin.
Totally.
There's a lot of new characters. But partially that was Rick Baker's influence of like, I want to make cool Gremlins if I'm coming on. It's a similar plot. We also have moved now from, it was sort of a
small town somewhere,
I think fictional, and then moving to New York City.
New York City, baby, where we are right now. Well, we're in Brooklyn, but...
Also, this is so random, but can we talk about
the stupid
Phoebe Cates' hat? How did you know?
Is it 3 a.m. somewhere? I think it is.
I'm scared.
You had just to listen to a previous episode to understand that. But callbacks. But yeah, what is that stupid tour guide hat? It looks impossible to wear.
I kept thinking they were going to do something with it.
Like use it as a weapon?
Or like a gremlin would jump on it. Nothing.
They should have done a moment of Godzilla or like something where like the gremlin is like hanging on to the hat and it's like, oh! Like
something. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
I also felt like, I don't remember as a child, like, the whole plot with Billy, like, being seduced by
his
that
boss?
red-haired woman. Yes.
Yes, very weird.
Very weird. And he goes on the date and is like, oh, this is a date? It's
and
like,
then Phoebe's
what?
like, you're in trouble, mister. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, this is like the worst representation of how anyone would handle any of these situations.
Literally, you're in trouble, mister?
No, I'd be like, if we survive this, I'm moving on.
We are breaking up. You went on a date with your boss.
Yeah, that's crazy. But after being together for supposedly years at this point.
And also that date scene where the deer head is like in between them. When he goes on the date with the red-haired woman, there's a giant deer head in between them.
There's a lot.
And I was like, we're not talking about.
There's a lot that doesn't make sense.
No.
In this movie.
A lot. It's really silly. I would say it's like overall much more cartoony.
Yeah. It silly. Feels like a cartoon for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which true. Sort of as we're talking about it, it split critics really. Because there were people who felt like the first movie was too dark and violent and not silly enough. Who loved Gremlins 2, and then the people who loved Gremlins were like, this is such a departure. This is too silly.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Well, where do you land?
I actually like Gremlins 2 better.
Oh, really? Oh, I like the first one better.
I like Gremlins 2 better because I do feel like anyone trying to take it seriously is like, it's a little Gremlin.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
And I also just love all the different characters, and I think the special effects are so cool in the second one. And that girl Gremlin.
Also, one effect that I love that I'm kind of forgetting what it was like in the first movie, but in the second movie, like when they're multiplying and they get the bulges on their backs that are like the tiny gremlins inside that are going to explode out, that is really cool.
It's very cool. Which they were balloons, I read.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Do you remember in, isn't it like that in, not A Quiet Place, but the Netflix version of A Quiet Place?
Bird Box?
With Kieran and Shipka.
Oh.
The Silence. The Silent. Anyways, there's something like that in that movie, but it doesn't matter.
I thought you were going Sandra Bullock.
Well, no, not today.
Not today.
Maybe tomorrow.
I think sort of lastly.
Yeah.
We talked about the Gremlins having different personalities and physical features. Oh, so that's the other big part of that, which is like, there's like the winged one, and there's one. It
turns to a gargoyle.
Yes.
I love that moment. I thought that was really fun.
And the leader, whose name, I don't know if they ever say it in the movie, but is Mohawk, becomes part spider.
Yeah,
they're in this bio lab. So like, not only did they multiply, but they also are like taking drugs.
Yeah. Like shooting each other with different shots and like. Yeah,
it's totally really crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that part also, I'm sure Rick Baker
enjoyed that.
But Joe Dante agreed to do this sequel only if he had, this is the director, only if he had complete creative control, which I also think is pretty badass.
Yeah.
And he also didn't make it for many years. I mean, it was 1984 was the first Gremlins. This is 1990.
Oh, wow. That is a long time.
So it took a long time for him to agree to it. And then once he did, he received a budget triple that of the original.
That's crazy.
Which is fierce.
And I feel like you can feel that in the second movie. Like, you can definitely feel the budget is higher.
Totally.
I mean, they have Hulk Hogan, who was a big star at the time.
Many dollars for that.
Yeah.
But, and the Gremlins can do so much more because of all the new special effects.
Yeah.
Last but not least, no, actually, I think that's all my facts.
Well, I loved Gremlins too. I don't know that I will watch it again anytime soon.
Soon? She hated it.
But I thought it was really, really fun.
So fun.
I really enjoyed watching it, but it did feel like, for me, like, it doesn't have enough horror aspects to it or emotional weight to it to keep me coming back for more.
I mean, you don't care about any of those characters.
No, we don't. And so I would say I prefer the first one, but the second one, I'm really glad I watched it because it was definitely worth the watch, for sure.
It's so fun.
But yeah, I had a great time. And these are Christmas movies, which is why we're doing them in December. Is the second one during Christmas? No.
What? Oh, Gremlins 2. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think only the first one is Christmas themed.
I thought you meant these videos, and I was like, it is December.
It is December. Yeah. But I think that's it.
I know. Do we have recommendations this week?
Let me think.
No.
Oh,
So I just told Felicia I have started listening to a new podcast that's called The Losers Club. That's all about Stephen King movies, novels.
That's good.
Recommend.
Okay. Did I already recommend this? Did I listen to Dateline every day of my whole life?
No.
So, Dateline has a podcast.
Wait, maybe you have. It's fine.
If I already told you, I'm telling you again.
Because you didn't listen.
You didn't listen the first time. Dateline has a podcast, Dateline NBC, where they just take TV episodes and play them as podcasts. And it is the best. I've listened to like 30 episodes. I am addicted to it. I am not ashamed. I love true crime, and it's so freaking good. And honestly, it's so much better than like Forensic Files or that other one that's so cheesy. Like Dateline feels like
real.
Yeah, it feels less cheesy to me.
I love that.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Love it.
That's it.
That's it.
We hope you have some sweet, sweet nightmares.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.